Hey, everybody. You know what? I see my granddaughter back there giving me the high five, both of them. So one of the things that's so great here is that in order to accomplish anything, it takes teamwork, doesn't it? So I want to thank my staff for all the hard work that they did to put this luncheon together, because you know how much time that takes and it's constantly moving parts. So I want to thank my staff. I want to thank the board for their time and their largesse in making this effective. And I want to thank the supporting cast for our clients and other people here that helped make it happen. And for me, that's my family back there on table number 1, and this is their first, 21, this is their first experience here, so I'm so excited that they could make it. But I also want to, Adeline's giving me a thumbs up. All right, instead of doing a slideshow, we're going to do accomplishments based on the handout. So I'd like you to pull this one handout. This shows you in a summary what we've done this year. 96% of our inquirers became applicants, but so many of them, when we took a look at what their driver's license compliance summary said, they really didn't need a lawyer. They needed education. They needed the DMV summary translated into simple English and coaching. And we spend a lot of time, Matt does in particular, talking to clients about what it takes to get their license back. So that's been very effective. And we say, how come the ones that need legal services don't hire us? Part of it is money. When they hear all the things they have to do, all the things they have to pay for, they have to pay for car registration. They have to pay for car insurance. They have to pay for the car. They have to pay title tags. They have to pay for an intervention interview, perhaps, or perhaps a driver improvement clinic. Or they have to pay for VASAP and for every class and get an ignition interlock. When you add up all the things that it takes and the cost that you have to come up with, particularly if you've just come out of jail, and you don't have any income, it is tough. So money is number one, but the other thing is really surprising to me, because I'll call randomly people, hey, you know, I haven't heard back from you in how long? And they said, well, I'm not sure I can handle it all. Bottom line, they said, I'm overwhelmed at what I have to do. It's too much, and I don't think I can ever accomplish it. So for those people, what do? I said, okay, you do this week, I'm going to do this week, and we'll check next week. So working with those people to adjust to their needs, we do one thing at a time, and we touch base, and then we do the next step. And you know that gentleman has his driver's license back. And it's such a big deal for them, for people that feel overwhelmed and can't get it done, that they prove to themselves that they can do it. It is a fantastic, it is one of the best reasons for doing this job, is making people feel good about themselves and that you can actually help them, and it does make a difference. So I'm really very excited about that. So money, individual motivation, and whether you're overwhelmed, and also what I call the mom. And that's the motivation from the family and friends that encourage them that you can do this. Just keep it up. You can do this. And so we have some supporters here today, like Heather is one good example. We have other people here that I am so proud of. We have some of our speakers that will be next that will tell you what a difference it makes to have people in your corner. So I'm excited that we can make a difference. If we understand the best way they learn and what's bothering them, we can get in and come up with an individualized plan and help them figure it out. And that's extremely rewarding, but you gotta be flexible, you gotta be nimble, but you can do it. So 17% of the applicants became clients, and you understand some of the people don't need it, but then others that do don't come, mostly because of money, all right? Now, we have two maps on this page. And Judge, you were in Wise, you know, and that has Norton. And you know one of the places we haven't had a client? Norton. So if you know anyone in Norton that needs help, you let us know. And the other 3 counties are along the West Virginia border. But look at that. Almost all of it is green, which means we've had clients from all of those counties. And this is where they live, not where they have cases, because, man, they got a case. Some of these people have a lot of cases in a lot of different counties. But it's very exciting to be able to have, this year I've been from Fairfax to Halifax, from, let's say, Bedford to Virginia Beach. I mean, we're all over the state, and it's one person at a time, and it can be very time-consuming. And when you think about each person, look at the top reasons for suspension. Driving on suspended. People go to jail for driving on suspended. 45, that's the biggest category. 45% of our clients go to jail for driving on suspended. Drug charges were the next boat, and every single drug charge, guess what? That's 6 months you lose your license. If you're caught twice, that's a whole year, 6 months each, and they don't run concurrently, they run consecutively. And then we have 24% of our clients have had out-of-state issues. Now, what does that mean? If you look at the map, we've added one more state from last year. Last year it was 34 states. We added Maine. This is people that live in Virginia, that go on vacation, get a ticket, or they're commercial truck drivers and they get a ticket en route. So they live here, they don't know what they have to do in the other states, so they need help, and those can be very time-consuming. Others are people that live out of state. For example, North Dakota. Who would have thought we'd have a client from North Dakota? This is a mother of 5 that's trying to get a job. She lives in North Dakota and has no driver's license because she's hung up about her ticket in Virginia. So we help her, tell her what she has to do, and get her straight in Virginia. So most of the people are Virginia residents that need help in other states, but we do have residents of other states that need help in Virginia. So we have DMV representatives here. Would you wave your hand? And they're in the back, 19. And if we have questions and some of your cases are really tough, we'll go, hey, Jackie, what do we do? And Emily, they're here. And what do we do with these particular cases? We have issues that come up on child support. 13% of our clients have child support issues. So we have people from Department of Social Services. Raise your hand. They're back there on table 19. And we've been talking to them, and I'll talk about that in the future thing. So keep that thought. So social services, we've got people here from Department of Corrections. Where are you? Over here. Table 10. So all of these people work together, and they really do help us help the citizens of Virginia that need assistance. So here's something we were really excited about. Last year we talked about things looking forward. There were 2 bills that we worked with Representative Carr to try and get passed, and guess what? They both passed unanimously, signed by the governor. And that was terrific. Remember, we had a client speak that had so many old cases, 10, 20, 30-year-old cases, but they had been purged by the court, and the court didn't have a record of them. And then DMV couldn't clear their record because they didn't have information about it. So it was a vicious cycle. And this person couldn't get his license. So the judge granted him as restricted in February, but we didn't get it all straight because we had to go back several times and just do a blanket, eliminate all suspension letter to get him his license in July. So that took some time, but because of that complication, it was so, the clerks in the courts, the clerks at DMV, everybody wanted to help, but they didn't have information. So we had a solution. We said, okay, cases that are 10 years for driving on suspended, cases that are 10 or more years old, the suspension period ends. It doesn't wipe out your charge of driving on suspended, but it does stop the 90-day suspension period. And that has been an efficiency move for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it's certainly a customer service initiative. So I'm really proud of the state, and we partnered with the state agencies to make that happen, and it's the partnerships that really do make things work. The other bill is that people had civil judgments. The civil judgments are so high, and the collectors wouldn't accept a payment that they could afford, so they could never get a license. So we came up with a restricted license for people that had civil judgments so that they can drive to work and keep a job. If you turn it over, and then one of our successful clients is on the front,